Vignesh, we're going live in 1 minute.
Yes.
Hi guys, I'm Dr. Sandeep from PW Meded. So as we all know, today's FMGE exam results are out and we have Dr. Vignesh, right? I'm extremely proud and happy to introduce Dr. Vignesh to all of you. Let's hear the entire story from him itself. So let's start with his introduction. Dr. Vignesh, can you please introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Dr. Hirenbhai Vigneshwar. I've studied my MBBS from SSR Medical College, Mauritius. And this June, I scored a score of 203 in FMG.
Sorry,
And thanks for meeting you, sir.
What's your score? Can you repeat again?
203, 203, sir.
I can't hear. What's that?
203, sir.
Something 200 above?
203, sir.
So, are you proud of your score?
I'm very elated, sir, and since it's my first attempt, I've never expected this type of score, so I'm very happy about it.
Wait, what was your attempt?
This is my first attempt, sir.
First attempt, 203.
Yes.
Okay. So, all the guys who are listening, right? I hope now you can believe that first attempt 200 plus is not a big deal. We have our guy here and he will tell how he achieved it. So, Vignesh, before we start, how are you feeling today? See, asking this question is absolute stupidity. I know you'll be on cloud nine, but for our, whoever is listening down there, I want them to feel your emotions right now. So what is right now you're feeling? Just take us through.
The first feeling I would say is I'm just very relieved, sir. I am so satisfied and more dreams to achieve, sir. And this is the first stepping stone for me.
Nice, nice. I like the attitude, no? More dreams to achieve. So you are dreaming already. I love dreamers. Acha, tell me this thing that when you got the result, right? Who told you and where did you check?
Actually, I was having tea in the tea shop, sir. And then I knew FMG results generally in June get released after 20 or 25 days. That's been the case for the last 2 years. But then I don't know, somewhere in my heart I had the intuition कि आज इस हफ्ते में आ जाएगा या today आ जाएगा this time. So I just gradually checked the results and then the results came. So and as soon as that I
Randomly,
downloaded
you
the
only
PDF.
checked on your phone. Randomly, you checked.
Yeah.
Strong intuition, yeah. Okay. So when you checked, so what was your, like you opened, right? And you entered your number and all, or you checked your number and you saw two things. One is pass, another is score, right? So which gave you that happy high more, the pass wala point or the score of 203?
No, sir. When I gave the exam, I knew I would pass. I was expecting above 180 in my exam. But somewhere in my heart, I wanted a score above 200. And when I saw that, I was very elated. I was very happy. I was on cloud nine. And I checked my score with my friend. So he was also there. So I told him कि तेरा क्या result था? So he said I also cleared, and we both were really happy. And again, yeah, calls started pouring in.
So ये जो आपका friend है, he has been friend all along your medical life?
Actually, yes, sir. He referred me to MBBS when I was in 12th. He was my classmate, hostel mate, in fact. Since 12th, he referred me to the college. We both joined the college. We were roommates in college also. And then after we passed, we prepared FMG together in my home. So we both cleared it together.
Nice. So it's quite, a long journey as a friend, right? So I hope you both cherish each other a lot. So let's try to understand. What's his name, by the way?
He's Dr. Ashwin, sir.
Dr. Ashwin. Congratulations, Dr. Ashwin, to you as well. So now you have, like, as your friend says, a lot more dreams to achieve. We will be there with you all through. And, I would want many more interviews like this with you. get to the NEET PG, do your residency, do your super specialty, and shine as a big doctor, right? We'll talk through all that, but take me through your journey, right? So when did you decide to become a doctor? Like we all have this thing, no? So let's take it back.
So since childhood, my parents always wanted me to become a doctor, and that's how they raised me and my sister together. So when I reached my 12th grade, I was in a dilemma. I couldn't clear NEET because in 2017, that's when NEET was introduced in my state in Tamil Nadu. So it was in a dilemma. So it was either in my state there were no entrances before. It was based on a 12th score.
Acha.
So it was like either you score well in 12th or in NEET, and protests were going on in my state. So it was very unclear. So I never prepared for NEET in general. I just did my 12th. I got 93 percentage in my 12th, but then I couldn't clear the NEET exam. I just passed. I couldn't get good scores. So I took a drop in my 12th.
Okay.
So and then I prepared for NEET, and then again, since in my state 11th and 12th standard is like in my school they didn't teach much of the 11th grade. It was just the 12th grade score, so they made us mug up the 12th standard, and then we gave the exam. So we basically didn't have the knowledge. It was all mugging up stuff. So because of that, I couldn't clear NEET, and my concepts were very weak. But then I had the gut instinct that I would do really good as a doctor, so that made me push to join MBBS abroad. And my sister also, it was because of her, she's also a doctor, so she
Oh, great.
always motivated me by my side.
Was she there? मतलब वो आपके साथ वहां पे थी या फिर did she do it in India?
No, sir, my sister, she did her MBBS from Russia, and then she did a PG and super specialty in India. She's a neurosurgeon.
Oh, great, great, great. So you already have. So you are not the only doctor in your family, है ना?
No,
So
sir, it was my sister, yeah.
you have big shoes to cover up, huh? Neurosurgeon.
Yes,
Take on.
that's all. That's why, sir, more dreams to achieve.
Great,
She
great.
cleared everything in one go, FMGE, NEET, PG, everything she cleared in one go. And
Nice.
she's doing wonders. She's my inspiration.
So you घर पे ही इतना बड़ा इंस्पिरेशन रखा है तो 200 तो कुछ भी नहीं है ना? अच्छा.
That's what, sir. That's true.
I'm not underplaying it, but I do understand अभी आपने जो किया है that's quite commendable. लेकिन जब घर पे इतना बड़ा you have such a big shoes to fill up. I know the pressure that you feel, but this score of yours will give you a lot of confidence. अच्छा ठीक है. So 12th class हो गया, एक साल का ड्रॉप भी ले लिया, उसमें फिर you tried preparing for your NEET exam. Fortunately, unfortunately उस टाइम नहीं हो पाया. अच्छा, how did this because see there are a lot of students, no, I personally believe कि NEET का जो exam है वो बहुत competitive है, and many a times a lot of deserving students don't get to MBBS because of our education system, right? ये कोई fact, it's not something that is hidden, it's a fact, everybody knows it. So all those deserving students, like when you said that I had a gut feeling that I will be a good doctor and I can be able to do this. I want you to tell all our listeners how did you have that feeling in yourself, because a lot of students right now who has given their NEET UG, right, and people who could not get into, they're also listening to you. So what made you believe कि ऐसा क्या लगा कि हाँ मैं कर लूंगा, and then you decided to go abroad?
So my concept was very simple. As a doctor, two things are required to become a doctor. One is patience. It's a very long journey. You should not aim for money. It's actually more of a service. That's why we call medicine as a practice and not working. Nobody will ask you, are you working a job? Everybody will ask you, are you practicing? That's what
Correct.
they're asking, because it's not a job in itself. It's a service. The first thing is you should not work for money. That itself will make you a good doctor. To go through all these hardships, it will help us. The second thing, I feel good characteristics of a doctor is you need empathy. So if you really care for the community in general, if you really care for the people around you, and if you really want the people to become well, and I would say thoda sa aptitude, not, I wouldn't say like you really need to get hundreds or like you need to be a topper, but if you do well above average as a doctor, you need average to above average IQ. That's more than enough. So you do bit well and you are ready to go through these hardships and you have someone to guide you through this way. That's more than enough to become a doctor. So that's what I would say.
So I'm proud, to listen all this. Your upbringing is very good. I should thank your parents, the way they've shaped up your mind. ये बताओ कि when this all was happening, no, जब आपका नीट यूजी में नहीं हुआ, how were your parents? मतलब आपके मम्मी पापा का support कैसा था? How did they take up all this?
Initially, they were a bit disappointed with me, sir, but they always again had their gut feeling कि अगर दीदी कर सकता है तो भाई भी कर सकता. Like if my sister can do it, then I can also do it. So they had that faith in me and they sent me abroad. So I
So
think
who
कुछ
had
तो
your
रोशन
back
किया.
more, if you don't mind me asking, कि किसका ज्यादा सपोर्ट रहा है, to say, because बाहर जाना is a very big decision, है ना? So was it your mother who was backing you more, या पापा थे या दीदी थी कि नहीं इसको बैक करना ही चाहिए?
I would say, so my mom said कि whatever you choose, you will do well. It's your choice. But it was my dad always कि that he wanted to see me as a doctor, and it was him who supported all throughout the journey.
अच्छा, if you don't mind me asking, was it financially difficult decision कि financial status के component पे, was it a difficult decision to go abroad or were you comfortably placed?
No, sir, it was a difficult situation for me because that time I took a loan only to study for my MBBS, and my college, it was a bit costly as well compared to the other countries. So it was a big decision for me. It was hard on me as well. I had to do a lot of sacrifices to make sure I get through this course. Even during the COVID, my dad passed away, so it was very hard for me even to pay my college fees. So it was a tough time for me.
Being a doctor itself is tough, and with all this, I'm sorry about it. I know there's nothing that you can, and as you described your journey, your father was a great pillar. I know he'll be very happy. Like he would be just just behind you. Don't worry. All those blessings, it just comes in this way. Acha, ठीक है, fine. So you went to the college. Describe how your college was, because see, there's a lot of myth about FMG colleges also. So I want you to go there, address it for once and for all. Ki how was your college life also?
So my college, when I started out, I had confidence in my college. My college record was really good in NEET PG as well as FMG. So I had faith in my college. But when I went to my college, it was all very new for me. The language was new in the country. I was struggling a bit in the start, but then as soon as the classes started, my teachers were very supportive for me. My friends was very supportive to me with me. So we did it as a team. It was not only me alone. My sister guided me on how to tackle all the real life problems in while doing MBBS abroad. I didn't even know how to cut onion before joining MBBS, and then after the first vacation, I struggled with food. I shifted out in between in my second year. I started cooking, so it was very difficult managing all the cooking part, yeah, studying part, going to classes. I struggled from it, and on top of that, distractions.
I
The
don't know. I don't
distractions
know.
during MBB.
What are those distractions?
Distractions in the sense the social media era now. I'm actually a very big movie buff. I generally watch all the movies in the first day itself. So it
Oh,
was hard for me to tackle all these exams. I had to sacrifice a lot during those days.
nice. Okay. What, if you don't mind me asking, no, what's your favorite go-to dish that you used to cook?
My go-to dish was biryani, sir. I'm a fan of biryani.
Okay.
And paneer butter masala, both.
You can cook this, huh?
Yeah, I can cook everything.
You know what? All the girls are watching this interview. You are going to be an ideal match later on when you do your PG and all. No, there's very few
Mhm.
guys who can cook right now. So you're going to be an ideal
No,
match.
that's not true, sir. One of the other reasons why I got this rank is I got a breakup in the start of this year. Yeah, that motivated even more, it motivated me even to work harder.
So breakups are good or bad?
The way you see it, sir,
The way you
it
see it.
depends on
I'm
the,
asking the way
yeah,
you see it.
yeah. I always take everything in a positive note, sir. It was actually, I would say, since like how to say, it's like if you take it as a heartbreak, yeah, you're heartbroken. But if you take it as a chance to fuel your dreams is within you, then it's seen as a motivation.
Nice. ओके, सो एक कहावत है ना कि एमबीबीएस में जब दिल टूटता है तो बड़ा डॉक्टर बनता है, ठीक है? तो कोई टेंशन नहीं है, यू आर ऑन दैट वर्च, फाइन। सो अच्छा, टेल मी अबाउट दिस कि आप जब कॉलेज में गए, वाज द करिकुलम सेम इंडिया जैसा ही करिकुलम था, और वर दे तो कोई डिफरेंट करिकुलम आपको वहां फॉलो करना पड़ा फॉर एन एमबीबीएस?
No, sir. Yes, sir. My college is actually an Indian college in Mauritius, sir. So they exactly follow all the patterns, like every changes which they introduce in NMC. Our college follows that. So every year they revise the curriculum and they follow based on what is being updated by the NMC.
ग्रेट।
So all the exams, theory, everything is very similar. Postings and everything.
सी लॉट ऑफ एफएमजी स्टूडेंट्स ना जिनसे भी हमारी बात होती है यूजुअली, वो बोलते हैं कि सर क्लिनिकल एक्सपोजर आउट देयर इज अ बिट लेस, क्योंकि लैंग्वेज का इशू है या एक्स वाई जेड वट एवर द रीजन इज। हाउ वाज योर क्लिनिकल एक्सपोजर? आप पेशेंट से इंटरेक्ट कर पा रहे थे? वर यू एबल टू एग्जामिन देम?
So
वर यू?
the
या,
national language of Mauritius is French and Hindi, sir.
ओह
So
ओके,
that country in itself, they speak Hindi. So we can interact with patients in Hindi in itself. So that won't be an issue in interacting with patients. But I would say still the number would be around 30 to 40% of the patients only would know Hindi.
अच्छा,
So other people, yeah, you can manage with English, but you should know French a bit to manage. But I would still say, comparing with other countries, our college has placed us in a better position to deal with patients. But still, the practicals in itself, like all those practical procedures were not much imparted to us, but the clinical interaction with patients was good.
अच्छा, ठीक। सो व्हेन यू आर गोइंग थ्रू योर एमबीबीएस जर्नी, कब डिसाइड किया कि चलो अब एमबीबीएस तो ठीक है बट एफएमजी के लिए भी पढ़ना शुरू करते हैं? कि व्हेन डिड यू हैव दैट थॉट प्रोसेस कि अब मुझे जाना है, और एल्स आई हैव टू स्टार्ट प्रिपेयरिंग? कब लगा कि अब टाइम आ चुका है कि एफएमजी के लिए पढ़ना है?
Sir, my sister told from the start itself that FMG is a tough exam. So what you do in MBBS is not a big deal. What you do here makes a very big difference. And my sister has told me that FMGs, if even if you don't do well, people think that you have not done MBBS from India and you're always shown the partial treatment. So what she told me was that you study really, really well, that you're good, or if not, you're better than the Indian students here to thrive, to balance that disparity between MBBS in India and abroad there. So that always fueled me to do well from the MBBS days. First year, I would still say I was a like first year I've joined as a student. I've joined. I like my life as a college student. This was my first year, so I was a bit distracted here and there in first year MBBS. But second year, I was very serious about all these exams, and I started preparing from second year.
So you started quite early, है ना? सेकेंड ईयर से you were in the path. Very good. So that is why, जब हम देखो कोई भी कॉम्पिटिटिव एग्जाम के लिए इट्स ऑल अबाउट कि कितना हम रिवाइज कर सकते हैं, नॉट कि कितना हम पढ़ सकते हैं। एंड इफ यू आर स्टार्टिंग अर्ली, यू हैव दैट एक्स्ट्रा एज टू रिवाइज। दैट्स व्हाट इट्स बीन एविडेंट इन योर केस एज वेल। अच्छा, व्हेन यू स्टार्टेड, अच्छा जब एफएमजी शुरू किया, ठीक है, सेकेंड ईयर से पढ़ना शुरू किया, initially were you reading more of the international author? जैसे हम पैथोलॉजी के लिए भी से रॉबिन्स पढ़ना है, ठीक है? You talk about pharmacology, we have Goldman Gilbert or Lippincott, all these fancy books or the high rated books. Did you start with that, or did you start with more like our Indian authors, and then whatever classes notes were given? Were you in that orientation?
No, sir, I preferred more of standard books from the start. First year, I did Guyton for physiology, and second year, say, our teachers in pathology generally give notes from Robbins.
Okay.
So it's all they have their printed notes. So that's you can say I read Robbins books.
Anatomy.
And
What did you read for
anatomy,
anatomy?
Vishram Singh, sir. I did all the Indian authors, sir. Like it was same like in India.
No, I want.
Satyanarayanan for biochem, anatomy Vishram Singh, physiology Guyton, pathology Robbins, microbiology Apurva Shastri, pharmacology I can see KD Tripathi, and FMT के लिए I did Gautam Biswas, ophthalm के लिए Kurana, ENT के लिए Dingra, Park for CM, and medicine I did Davidson and your Archit Ballur. And
Okay.
surgery, yeah, Asid Balor, and surgery. My sister was also a surgeon, so she taught me a bit from Bailey and Love, but I did most of my studies from Manipal for surgery. And OBG against Datta and Datta for Shaw's, Datta for Gynae and Obs, and Peds it's like Kumar. Sorry, OP guy.
Okay, okay. So you have listed all the books here. मतलब you have not left anything. ठीक है. So you're pretty much there. ठीक है. And
In my college, it was tough to pass, sir. Even if I studied from these books, I only in 2 subjects I got honors. It was very tough for me.
see, looking back, you have what you have right now. You have achieved, So all done and good. Fine. Honors, I do appreciate it. But ठीक है. At the end, you're gonna be a hotshot doctor. So don't worry about it. One more thing. When did you start? See, there is something called as preparatory phase, and there is something called as a serious preparatory phase, right? So when did you switch to, completely FMG mode? कि अब करना है कि मतलब अब से I'll start doing questions. I have to look for source material. तो कब शुरू किया ये सब?
Sir, it was haphazard, but serious preparation was from February, sir.
मतलब
This
ये फेब से?
Yes, sir. But
अच्छा.
second year itself, I already did all the coaching material. I've completed the coaching material since second year itself. And third year also, only one subject I completed the main notes and videos. And final year, say, I completed, I think, yeah, only one subject I completed for the coaching. Otherwise, I read for my exams those books, and only for one subject I did those coaching notes. And after my MBBS, I got into serious preparation for FMG.
Oh. So this, as you said, it was your first attempt. So when you start switching, how helpful was Medit?
Sir, Medet say I really need to thank you, sir, because Physics Wala was very affordable. I knew Physics Wala since my MBBS, like first year itself, but I was always wondering when will Physics Wala come for NEET PG and FMG. So when Physics Wala got released for NEET PG and FMG in my final year, so I was one of the first students who got enrolled in Medet app. So I got and I started watching those videos because in third year I was not able to afford any other coaching app. So I was able to only read those notes rather than watching the videos. I didn't have the financial resource to support that. But Physics Wala was very helpful for me in that aspect. In final year, when that app got released, I got the subscription. I started watching those videos, and whenever any topics I had any doubts during my MBBS days, always used to watch the main videos of that concerned topic in Physics Wala. So that was really helpful.
So
It
who is the
cleared my concepts.
okay? Great. Acha, on a bias question, who was your favorite
Mhm.
in the Medit team?
So my favorite was you, sir. I watched all your videos and
I didn't hear it.
my favorite was you, sir. I watched all your videos.
Okay.
For surgery
I,
and
I
OBG, I did Physics Wala. I watched the videos for Physics Wala. So it was I cleared my concepts basically. I just focused on concepts rather than the MCQs during
great.
my MBA.
Fine. So I am so glad that we were of some help to your preparation. And as you said, no, it's about affordability. Physics Wala has always been there. Like the whole idea of the institution is to provide quality education for a very affordable, because these guys understand what, our grassroots student wants it. So I personally love them for that. As we all understand how difficult it's, financially also. The journey is long, and then we have very less support to bring across. So these things do matter a lot. Fine. So once you have completed, I said, walk me through the day of your exam. What did you see? A lot of students know they do extremely well. Like I teach at multiple places. I interact with a lot of students. One common thing, no, मुझे बार बार सुनने को मिलता है कि सर हम day 1 से लगे हैं, हम पढ़ रहे हैं लास्ट एक महीना, दैट इज वेयर दे लूज होप. वो अपने आप पे सेल्फ डाउट करने लगते हैं. वो स्ट्रैटेजी चेंज कर लेते हैं. किसी और ने कुछ बता दिया, वो सुन लेंगे, ये कर लेंगे, वो कर लेंगे. एंड अल्टीमेटली ऑन द डे ऑफ द एग्जाम दे स्क्रू अप. So all those guys know who are genuinely hard working, they don't do well on the day of exam because of all this. So how was your last 1 month of preparation? क्या किया वो 1 month में?
So the first advice I would give for my junior FMG aspirants would be stick to one material. And before doing the material, you should understand whether is it revisable for 2 times in the last month. So the secret for me, the secret number is 3 revisions. So finish your first read at least before 2 months. I finished my first read 2 months before my exams, and I finished my second read in my the second last month before my exam. And in my last month, I did two revisions of the same material.
Great.
So 15 days I did the all 19 subjects once, and in the next 15 days I did all the 19 subjects once. And in the last 1 or 2 days I did all the bookmark questions which I had, which I was having doubts. And I also, like, I had a 20th notebook made by me, so I revised those notes. So
So
that helped me. And the PYQs, sir, I would always suggest all the friends, all the juniors to do all the PYQs. It really helps. And even in FMG, I feel many PYQs directly got repeated. At least 10 to 20 questions were direct repeats from PYQs. So PYQs and PYTs is very important. In that case, physics wala revision videos were helpful for me. They enlisted all the revision, like all the high yield topics, and they went in great depth
nice.
in that aspect.
अच्छा, अभी का जो एग्जाम हुआ था, see, obviously the first part of the exam सबने बोला कि आसान था. It was more of कि PYQs repeat हुआ. Second part थोड़ा difficult था, as we have discussed it earlier also. This time I've personally seen all the recalls and the questions. No, surgery was tricky. Surgery per
Yes, sir.
se, the questions were tricky. So how during the, see, I would, because I teach surgery, when I see a question, it's the same topic, it's the way they have asked it is changed, and the student gets a bit confused. So when the question was thrown at you, like all these bounces when they come, no, the concept is there, the topic you have read, but when it comes in a different way, how did you challenge that, or how did you come across that particular problem?
So surgery, as I said, my sister taught me during my final year itself. I watched your videos also for concept clarity. So, and other thing I would say, yeah, surgery was tricky, but if students who did the NEET PG PYQs and INI PYQs, they would have fared really well, because it was not direct repeats from FMG, but it was direct repeat from the NEET PG and INI PYQs.
Right.
So that would sort the question, that would sort the way how to handle surgeries.
मुझे लगा ना इस बार जो एग्जामिनर ने क्वेश्चन पेपर सेट किया था ना, उसको हर्निया हुआ होगा, क्योंकि इतने क्वेश्चन
Yes, sir.
हर्निया के एक साथ मैंने किसी एग्जाम में नहीं देखे.
Mm-hmm.
So he would have
Mm-hmm.
gone through all these problems and put in front of it. On a lighter note, अच्छा, then fine. On the day of exam, how was your mindset? कैसा था? मतलब जिस दिन आप पहुंचे एग्जाम सेंटर में, क्या लग रहा था?
Sir, actually, during the few days before the exam, I was very anxious actually, because one mock before the actual exam, I scored a bit average only. I couldn't score well. So I will also advise the students, don't take your mock seriously. I'm very happy to even share my mock score. I just scored 155 in that mock. I was disheartened. I was broken down. Ki, ye kya hua? I just scored very less marks. But then again, I gathered myself up ki kya, whatever happens, I have to study. Right? It's useless, futile for me to just scrib about my scores and focus more on solving the questions and doing what I'm best at. So I just did that. So I would say 2 days before the exam, you maintain your calm. It's like whatever happens, let it happen. I will give my best. So focus. For the students, you should focus on what what you're strong at. Like some students would be strong at their mindset, some would be very confident on their preparation. So you will be having confidence in something, right? Some people will have faith in their own God. Okay, I'll pray to God, he will give me the strength to face the exams. So whatever you're confident at, you should stick to that and you should maintain your calm. And this year what happened with FMG is like they didn't give us the cities which we preferred. So they had four choices and randomly they allocated the choice. So I went alone to my center. I booked a train ticket. I went to the city alone. I took a hotel and then it was all alone only. So I had just had a friend to accompany with. So he motivated me. He maintained my calm. I couldn't sleep the day before the exam as well. But then I would say no. If you get anxious, if you stress about it, you're going to lose more marks. So
Hmm.
it happens whatever you know really well, if you're really anxious, you won't be able to recollect it.
Correct.
So I just kept on saying no, like in that Three Idiots movie, all is well, all is well. That's what I kept on doing with me as well. So it helped me calm. And after the first session, it really boosted my confidence.
Nice.
I knew I'm going to pass this exam. Whatever happens, I knew second session is going to be hard, but whatever happens in the second session, I know I'm going to pass. So I just went on with the flow.
I like that confidence in you. That was my next follow-up question. No, what did you feel after you finished the exam? You have answered me midway. You were sure that you're gonna pass, right? So that shows that how much well you prepared yourself for the exam. That belief comes out through that. Uh, to summarize the entire journey, from 12th standard, if I if I just listed down the problems जो आपने फेस किए हैं, 12th में नहीं हुआ, ड्रॉप लिया नहीं हुआ, डिसीजन बनाया जाना है, वहां पे गए, डिफरेंट कंट्री, पूरा एनवायरनमेंट डिफरेंट है, सब कुछ अलग है, अपने आप को एडजस्ट किया, एंड अनफॉर्चुनेटली यू लॉस्ट योर फादर इन बिटवीन, फिर यू पिक्ड अप योरसेल्फ, यू कंटिन्यूड द जर्नी, फिर ब्रेकअप भी करवा लिया, उसके बाद यू कंटिन्यूड रीडिंग, एंड टुडे you are what you are, right? So I can't, see, when कोई मुझसे पूछता है ना कि सर बहुत प्रॉब्लम है, मेरे से नहीं हुआ क्योंकि XYZ रीजन है, everybody who's listening down there, no, I listed out every single problem Vignesh has gone through. ठीक है, इससे बड़ा प्रॉब्लम लाइफ में किसी के पास नहीं आएगा, बट दिस गाई हेल्ड हिज स्पॉट. ठीक है, तो कंप्लेन्स और एक्सक्यूजेस का कोई हमारे उसमें रोल नहीं है. ठीक है, you all that I love so much about yourself that you're always focused कि करना है करना है करना है. I know you had a very good support system, दीदी थी, मदर थी, and your friend, right? Walk me about your friend, no? How was he preparing at the same time? Were you competitive? दोनों कि मुझे ज्यादा आएगा, तेरे को ज्यादा आएगा?
No, sir, he's actually a very good student than me. His concepts were even more in depth than me. So he used to teach me how to solve. In fact, he suggested me all the resources, what I should do, how to go about these exams. I was very depressed after my breakup. So in fact, he even shifted to my house so that I will study with him and he will support me. So he always had faith in me, and he was my guiding source, and my sister was with me. She always said ki you can do it, you can do it, don't be depressed, you can really outshine. She used to say you are even more intelligent than, you should outshine me as well. So these things really helped me. He scored a wonderful score of 175 in FMGE, and this was his first attempt as well. So
Great. I mean, like, kudos
it
to
was
you.
him. I would credit my success to my friend and my sister.
Nice, nice. Uh, you know, I one more thing. Lot of people know they don't address the real problem. It's about depression. Every one of us go through. हम हर किसी को, मैं आप जो भी है, whoever is in this, especially in the field of medicine, हम सब वो phase के through जाते हैं. We all drop down. There are days where you don't want to talk to anybody. बस, you want to be yourself. So I know there were phases like that, and because you had a good friend, you were able to pick yourself. So I recommend everybody that एक वो अच्छा दोस्त होना चाहिए. ठीक है, that one guy who you can talk to you anytime. ठीक है, and undivided attention, non-judgmental, खुद आराम से ना tension free बात कर सको. You're lucky to have it. I wish you both cherish your friendship forever. Before we close it down, I've taken a lot of your time. रात भी हो गई है. It's your party time. आगे क्या plan है? What are you going to
सर
do now?
आगे कुछ नहीं सर, सोना है.
So party नहीं करेगा?
नो सर.
अरे यार, ठीक है, फाइन. चल तेरे, I think सोना is only party for you, है ना? इतने दिनों के ढंग से सोया नहीं होगा. चलो. So with that, I would like to commence the entire interview. I had great pleasure talking to you. Anything that you want to give as a message to all our listeners, because trust me, you are an immense source of inspiration to all our listeners.
So my go-to message would be, there will be stones pelted at you, but it's up to us either to drown in the stone or keep it as a shield and move ahead in life. So the more stones thrown at you, the stronger your shield. You should make your shield. That would be your mindset, right? You should be very strong in your heart, so that no matter how many hardships you face in your life, you should be stronger to face that. So that would motivate you to like go ahead in life. I feel the more struggles I had, the stronger I had become, and the larger my goals became. I started keeping my goals higher and higher. That's what made me. And the other message I would say is, in every college there will be that one good senior or your one good friend. So you hold on to them and you just make them your mentor. Like I would say, you have a good mentor to guide you. It could be anyone. It could be your relative. It could be a friend. It could be a senior, or it could be any even your faculty, even your faculties, college faculty, or anyone. It was all of their advices which made me focused and stay on the right path rather than getting distracted in between. So you keep everything around you as a source of motivation for you, and you just keep on marching, right? One day light will be shown on you. I took 6 years for this light to be shown on me. I was rejected when I couldn't clear NEET in India, but after 6 years, light was shown on me. I got a good score, and everyone can do it, I believe.
Life always gives you a second chance, my boy. So don't worry about it. You have one more NEET going on. Okay, there's a NEET which is going to probably, I think you will give a NEET PG before it becomes next. So all the guys, don't get disheartened if you have not cleared this time. The only thing that you have to do is to remain focused, have a self-belief, and trust guys like these, right? So with that, thank you all, and thank you, Dr. Vignesh. All the best for your further journeys, and may you achieve whatever you want to be, right? And talk to us again when you clear your NEET PG, again those top rankers. Then we'll talk about what branch to take. One more thing, no matter what, surgery is best, right? Right, cool.
My sister is a
So
surgeon, sir. She always told me to take surgery.
welcome to the clan. All right, so wrapping up, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you. So I'll close it down here. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.
Bye bye. Okay.
And